Welcome back, everyone. Today is project number 5 and is this beautiful collage inspired in an American artist named Georgia O'Keeffe. So to get to know Georgia, I found a book in the library that I would like to share with you. So this book reads, My Name is Georgia, and it's a portrait made by Jeanette Winter. So let's learn about an American artist today. My name is Georgia, a portrait by Jeanette Winter. My name is Georgia. Georgia O'Keeffe was born in a farm in Wisconsin in 1887. When I was 12 years old, I knew what I wanted: to be an artist. I've always known what I wanted. When I was small, I played alone for hours and hours and hours. I was satisfied to be all by myself. I did things other people don't do. When my sisters wore sashes, I didn't. When my sisters wore stockings, I wore none. And when my sisters wore braids, I let my black hair fly. I rode to town every Saturday to copy pictures from the stack in the art teacher's cupboard. Let me show you the lighting. Sorry about that. At home, I looked out my window and drew pictures of what I saw. Maybe I could make something beautiful. At school in Chicago, I drew from statues in a museum. At school in New York, I painted one still life painting a day every day. At school, I painted my teacher's ideas. But when school's days were over, I went out into the wide world and discovered my own ideas. I went to Texas Plains, the Wild West of my childhood books. You have never seen sky. It's wonderful. I walked into the sunset. I felt the wind across the plains. And I painted the sunset and the sky and the wonderful loneliness and emptiness of the place. I painted day and night. I worked till my head all felt light in the top. I have things in my head that are not like what everyone else has taught me, shapes and ideas. But I bundled up my paintings and went to New York City to be where other artists lived. I walked down the canyons of steel. I lived high up in the clouds and painted what I saw from my window. But sometimes what I saw from my window was the far away, calling me. I painted a garden in the city. I wanted everyone to see the flowers, the way I saw them. I looked closely at the flowers. I painted a camellia. I painted it big so people will notice it. I painted a jack in the pulpit. I painted it big so people will see. I painted poppies and petunias and sunflowers and jimson weeds and irises and apple blossoms. My garden bloomed until everyone saw the flowers the way I saw them. But still, I looked to the sky. The distance has always been calling me. I went to New Mexico desert, so far away that no one ever comes. I was satisfied to be all by myself. It was too dry for the flowers to grow, but there were bones. I gathered the bones big bones, little bones, short bones, long bones, a cow's skull, a horse's skull, a ram's skull, and brought the bones home to paint. One day I held one up against the sky, and I saw the blue through that hole. I painted what I saw. I saw the sky and the red hills. I walked in the hills at daybreak and twilight, at noon and in starlight. I painted the arms of two red hills, reaching out to the sky and holding it. I painted the paternal mountain in the faraway. I painted it over and over and over again, and then again and again. God told me if I painted that mountain enough, He would give it to me. I drove my Model A across the desert and back, and up and down over the hills. I painted in my studio on wheels until the afternoon bees chased me home. Even in winter, I went far out into the faraway, and painted in the bitter cold. I painted when the wind was so strong it nearly blew me away. I did things other people don't do. I climbed my ladder to the night sky to wait for the sun. I slept under the stars to see the morning sky when I woke. I stayed in the desert. My hair turned from black to gray to white as the bones. I still walked to the red hills. My pile of bones grew. My flowers bloomed in the desert, and the paternal was mine. And the sky, oh, it was still wonderful. I painted the sky one more time. I painted my sky big, so people will see the sky the way I did. I worked from dawn to dusk every day for weeks and months. Then, as I painted the last cloud, the sun slipped behind the paternal. I laid my brushes down. Kiss the sky for me. Georgia O'Keeffe lived to be 98 years old. In museums all across the land, people see her flowers, deserts, hills, cities, and skies the way she did. The end. Okay, friend, hope you enjoy it as much as I did. Now it's our turn to make some art inspired by Georgia O'Keeffe. Okay, so our project today, it's gonna be a collage, and it's based on this painting of Georgia O'Keeffe. This one, it's called Flor de Estramonio. I'm not sure about how you say that in English. I Google it, it's called Jimson wheat flower. But the fact about this little plant, this little flower, is that it smells really bad and it's super, super tiny. So remember how Georgia wanted to make things super big so people, even the busiest of New Yorkers, will stop and look? She was convinced that people forgot about important things in life and they didn't notice wonderful things that nature has because sometimes they're too small for us to appreciate them. So let's put my encyclopedia away and let's take a look at what you're gonna need for today's art project. The supplies you're gonna need is from your art kit. Grab the package of cardboard colors. You had one large green, a few extra blacks, a little square of orange, and you probably had a blue or pink or red cardboards. We're gonna be using all these to create our collage. You will also need glue, scissors, and some kind of pencil or marker if you need so. Let's begin.